Hello, my loves. Welcome to my channel. I am Krissythemedium. If you're new to my channel, hi, I am a psychic medium. I have been working on cases for almost a decade. Wow, time flies by. Today we're doing a reading on Sebastian Rogers. If you don't know about the story, Sebastian is a young boy from Tennessee who went missing back in February of this year. He was last seen by his mother and his stepfather. Now, the day that he went missing, according to his mother, the day before the night, she heard this sound coming from this room, like a loud, maybe banging noise, coming from his room. And she told him, go to bed. This was around 10 p.m. And she said the next day when she went to his room to wake him up for school, he was gone. He was missing. And they haven't seen Sebastian since. Now, there are a lot of speculations, a lot of rumors, a lot of drama, a lot of theories that goes around, but that's kind of normal when a case goes viral. I wanted to take a look at what I can pick up, and I also pulled out some tarot cards to kind of see what I pick up for Sebastian Rogers. Now, remember, when I do my, mediumship, I try to know as little as possible about the case. So I really didn't look up too much about the case. I didn't want the drama, the theories, nothing, because honestly, it really does affect how I interpret these, because sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between what's my imagination and what spirit is telling me, okay? Now, my readings can be symbolic, it can be literal sometimes, and everything is alleged, right? Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. So let's get started. So, the first thing I pick up and what I see is I feel this sense of being rushed. When I did this reading, I don't even think I actually read how he went missing. Like sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. Like I'll read like a little brief description of like, oh, how he went missing. This time around, I said, you know what? I want to know absolutely nothing except his picture. And that's it. So I just kind of wrote down anything that came to my mind, whether it was correct or not, because everything is connected some way, somehow. So it's better to just write it, even if it's completely wrong, right? So I had this sense of like, I need to be rushed. I'm rushing out. Like, I gotta put my clothes on. I gotta like, there's sense of rush, and I felt it. I felt this like paranoid. Um, I felt a little bit disoriented because so much is going on at the same time, like that kind of feeling. And it's weird because the way I see it in my mind's eye is I see it like only their feet, which I don't understand. Like sometimes you see a zoomed out, you can kind of see the scenario. Sometimes, but this time it was weird because it was kind of focused on their feet. So I was seeing everything, but just like their feet, not their faces or the top of their body. And to me, I felt like there was this feminine energy that was around Sebastian, who was rushing, rushing to get out, and it had to show the feet. So to me, what I wrote down, because I usually, before I do anything, I write everything down. I wrote down like, is there something with the feet that has something to do with the feet or the shoes or something like that? So after I did my reading, I read that I believe that he did not have shoes on. I think that's what they said. So maybe that's why I was seeing like a lot of feet, because it was like spirit was telling me, hey, like he didn't have shoes on. So yeah, that's something you need to look at. But that was like the first thing that I saw. And then I saw like somebody putting in a trash bag, like a brand new trash bag into a trash can. Like you know how when you take out your the trash and it's filled up, you take it out and what's the next thing you do? You put a brand new bag. And that's what I was seeing. I was seeing like somebody putting a brand new bag. To me, that kind of signifies that there is a lot of evidence that was thrown out in the garbage, probably somewhere in a landfill. Okay, so there's a lot of evidence that was thrown out, and that's what I felt. And when I felt rushed, to me, the environment, I did feel like it was nighttime. But here's the thing, it felt like it was nighttime, but not night as in 10 p.m. Night as in like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, like early morning, so it's dark. And that's kind of how I felt. Um, and like I said, I felt like there was this feminine energy. That was the first thing I felt, was a feminine energy. But I also felt that I wasn't alone. There was another person there. Okay. So I knew there was two people involved, and I wrote that down. I feel that feminine energy here is strong, but there is a second person that's, helping or close to this feminine energy. Okay, let's see. I feel like then as I was channeling, all of a sudden I felt this pain right here. This is my left side of my head. Not in the front, not in the back, right in the middle, right here. This is where I felt pain. Okay. So to me, I wrote down, was Sebastian allegedly hit in the head? Right? Was that sound, that loud sound that she heard, is there any truth to that? Did somebody hit him in the head? Hit him to the point where he was unconscious? Or possibly, not here with us? Then I wanted to say, okay, I want to pull some cards to kind of grab a little bit more information, because the way I work, I do both. I do mediumship and I also pull cards. So I decided, okay, let me pull some cards and see what I can pick up. Okay. And when I look at these cards, the first thing I notice, okay, there's two things that I notice. One, I'm seeing a lot of water cards. And you know what? As I was shuffling, one card fell out. I'm telling you, this is why I love pulling cards. If you know how to read it and you're very connected to your cards, they reveal so much information, okay? This card fell out as I was shuffling, so I kind of put it on the side. And let me show you. Look at that. Here we have two people taking somebody who's covered, okay? They're covered in something. They're hiding this identity of this person on this boat. They're running away, they're heading towards something, and they're in water. So I put that on the side, and I'm like, okay, well, let's see what happens. I'm not going to think too much of it. But when I look at my cards, I am seeing a lot of water cards. I'm seeing the Five of Cups. Cups is about water. I'm seeing the Queen of Cups, Queen of Water, King of Cups, King of Water, Three of Cups. Right, so here we have a lot of a theme about water. Okay. And then here's the second thing that I notice about the card. I'm getting a lot of emotion, sadness, and anger, and I'm seeing a lot of guilt. Okay, a lot of guilt, a lot of sadness. So the center of the reading is the Five of Cups, which talks about someone who's grieving a loss, someone who's extremely sad. Okay, and that's the center of my reading here. And so all my cards kind of revolve around that card. And underneath it, you have the Nine of Swords, which is a card of stress, of anxiety, of nightmares, of I feel bad, right? I'm having terrors of what happened that day. Okay. So, whatever happened, I do feel that there is, like I said, I felt that paranoia. So they were paranoid, but at the same time, I do feel that whoever is involved definitely has some sort of guilt of what they did. They feel bad, okay, to a point, right? To a point. They do feel some type of guilt. It's giving them terror, it's giving them anxiety. They're stressing over it, okay? So I am feeling that. Now, the cards are telling me that two people are involved, which is something I kind of suspected, but it's confirming it to me. Look, I got the Lovers card. Okay, the Lovers talks about two people, possibly two people who are in a relationship or marriage. Just putting it out there. Okay. Now, the first thing I saw before I pulled out my cards to clarify is I see two cards that are talking about a certain gender: the King of Cups and the King of Wands. Now, here we have the King of Cups. This is a man who is, Cups talks about emotions. So here is somebody who's very emotional about the situation. And then I have the King of Cups, the King of Wands here, who is somebody who is very passionate, and their actions are driven by their ego, by their feelings and their emotions. They have this drive. The King of Wands has a drive, okay? So to me, I do feel the cards are letting me know there is definitely a male that's involved. And whatever happened as an impulse. There was a lot of anger that happened. So let's just say, hypothetically, Sebastian was hit in the head. It was done out of anger and impulse. And once that happened, it was like you snap into reality. Oh my God, what did I just do? I blacked out. I had so much anger. I took it out on this poor kid. And now I have to deal with the consequences. Now I have to deal with my actions. The overall energy when I pull a spread is the King of Wands. This is someone who did it. Looking at the cards, I do feel that Sebastian was isolated. Okay, this is what the cards are telling me. Let me show you. Okay, the first card that I see on the top is the Hermit, which talks about isolation and being alone. Underneath that card, you see the Lovers. Two people have isolated Sebastian. And underneath that is the Moon, which was done in the dark and at night. And it was also, the Moon represents hidden information, it represents confusion, illusion. Okay, so these two people have caused chaos, confusion, illusion of what actually happened the day Sebastian went missing. Okay, now the Lover's card was clarified by the Hangman. The Hangman talks about a sacrifice. Here we have two people. The Lovers also represents making a major decision, a major choice. These two people made a major decision to sacrifice something very important. The Hangman also talks about being stuck, being trapped in their reality, in their situation. And it also talks about somebody who wants to wait, who wants to sit and wait, and they're not taking any actions. Okay. So these two people definitely know exactly what happened because they are involved, allegedly. Now, the moon was clarified by the Eight of Pentacles, which is connected to the King of Cups. Now, this lets me know that, now remember, when I did these cards, I did not have much information on what happened in the case. So I wrote down here, did somebody claim they were working that day or they were busy that day, that they were not there? Okay, because the Eight of Pentacles does talk about somebody working really hard. And it's next to the moon, which is a secret. It's a lie. It's hidden information. Somebody was claiming that they were working that day, and it's not true. It's not true. Maybe they did went to work, but before work or something happened. Like, they're lying about that information, and it's connected to the King of Cups. Okay. Now, the King of Cups was clarified by the Sun. So the Sun talks about information is going to be shined on the King of Cups. Okay. And it's also next to a little boy. I don't know. Okay. Now, here I also had the six right above the King of Cups. I had the Six of Cups in the reverse position, which lets me know that the King of Cups is stuck in the past. Something happened in the past that they're stuck on. And the Six of Cups was clarified by the Worlds in reverse. Not being able to finish something, a lack of completion, and disappointment they weren't able to complete something. To me, this is a sign, and this is how I take it in, that the King of Cups has attempted to do something similar in the past, but has failed. Whether it's with Sebastian or with another child or another person, something has happened that they were not able to complete what they wanted. Okay. Now, when it comes to his location, if I can pick up anything, right? I did get the card of the Six of Swords. And to me, looking at all these cards, having a lot of water cards here in our spread, I feel that Sebastian might be surrounded by water, near water, and there might be some boats around the area as well. But as I was meditating, to me, I felt that he was in an area where there was mountains, whether he was on a mountain or he's near a mountain, but I'm seeing mountains. Now, I'm not from Tennessee. I don't know the area. I don't know the terrain. I'm not sure if there's even mountains in Tennessee. To me, I live in my state, and I am not aware what, how is Tennessee like. So I saw mountains when I was really meditating on where he could be. Okay, so I feel like he's in an area where there is some water. Sorry, my camera just shut off. So okay, so what I was saying is I am seeing, I am seeing some water where I feel like he's near water. um there's some boats in the area possibly. um and to me, when I meditated, when I was doing Sebastian, this I meditated first before I did the cards. So I didn't see this card. I didn't see any of the water cards, okay? To me, I just felt like he was in a place where he has been before, that he has camped before. Okay? So I don't know if he's in a camping ground or near a camping ground, but it almost seems like when I think of where he's at, it's like, oh, I've been here before. Like, I've been here, I've camped here, I've vacationed here, maybe I stayed here, maybe it was a day trip and we just hanged out here and just had a good time. Like, it almost feels like I've been there for fun on vacation, on, just enjoying the summer or the fall or whatever, right? That's how I feel. So I feel like either he is near like a camping spot or maybe a spot you can just go, or he's close by to it, right? Maybe not exactly in there, but somewhere near that area. Okay. That's how I feel. So to me, I would just look at places that maybe he has taken pictures in. I don't know if they have Facebook or, Instagram or something like that, where you can look at places that maybe they posted, oh, we've been on vacation here, we stayed here for a couple of days. We went, we just spent the day here. Um, I would look at places like that because I feel like he's not far from that area. Okay. But in conclusion, I do feel there are two people involved, feminine energy and masculine energy. I feel that something happened that night. I do believe something happened that night, but there wasn't any movement until 2 or 3 in the morning. And that's how I feel. Okay. I do feel um, he was rushed. He was rushed. He was taken. Um, and I feel the pain here on the left side of my head. So to me, he was struck by something, whether it was with, some hands, right? Some like, physical, injury, or it was done with a weapon. Okay. So that's how I feel. And that's what I'm picking up. If I pick up anything else or I decide to go back into this and see what else I can pick up on my meditation, um, I will let you guys know and I will post a video. So make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, follow my TikTok. I do lives on TikTok. I post videos on TikTok as well as I do true crime stories and news and updates of other people who have been missing. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time.